this on and hopefully a red light flashing. Go on that side. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, day. On Wednesday it is today, and I have the honor to have NMP PCH Hayabusa here in the middle of the competition. So we are not done yet. Usually we speak with them when it's all over, but this time there's interruption, bad weather, and so forth, and they took the time because it's a boring competition so far, right, Andy?
Nah, it's not that boring, but we have some weather issues at the moment. I think we are on a stand down till 2 o'clock, and the male accuracy is still going on. And then hopefully the weather clears up, and then we can do maybe 2 or 3 rounds.
Well, boring competition was obviously a little bit provocative, but I meant more boring as a four-way open class competition. You are very far ahead by now. Does it feel boring for you too, Bob?
No, it's like the first round was especially a bit looking where we are and where airspeed was. And I guess after round 2 and 3, it showed that because we were trained and obviously they weren't, that we were ahead of them, and I think we outscored them every round, only tied them once. So I think we need to reset our goals and maybe go for a high score on each round, or try to have that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you allowed airspeed actually in round 5 in the last round, round 4. You allowed them to tie your score. How is that? Are you slacking? David, is that?
No, definitely not. I think it just came up that during the jump we had a minor glitch. And then I think we kept it good together, and of course we had a little bit of a mixed feeling about it, and I think they had a really good jump up, so we tied. But we came to this competition knowing that we will not win all rounds. I mean, it's like Bob said, we would like to, but we had it in our conversation before with the coach as well, that we shouldn't come here and thinking, okay, we're going to win this with 10 clean rounds all for Hayabusa. So no, on the other hand, I also think that it's nice to see that airspeed is still matching some of our scores, and we still think that they can outscore us as well. So it's good to keep ourselves in the goal and in our head that everything is still possible, although we're still leading with 10 points. So.
It is almost exactly the same lineup as it was at the Mondial Dubai 2012, where you lost by 1 single point dramatically in the last round. Dennis, any memories of that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did we have block 2 already in this draw? Is it behind us?
Yes, it's behind me.
So seriously, when this is coming up, block 2, is it kind of popping up still in your head, or?
No, actually I do like block 2 because we're pretty good at it. It was just that single one, you know.
Is Andy better now in presenting the slot to you than?
Actually, I'm chasing more around now, so.
So Gary, coaching Hayabusa. What do you do in a situation like this where you are not really seriously challenged, but you have to keep the spirits, the energy, and all that kind of up? What's your recipe for that?
Well, I think it's kind of Dave answered a bit of it, and so did you, that I think we always have to respect airspeed. And like you said, those guys are world champions, 3 of them right there, and they beat us. 2012, we understand that they undertrained. And of course, if we can go just round by round, knowing that airspeed, the next round, they're good at 21s and they're good at 11s. So if you just take it if you cut it and not look at 10 rounds, but we go round by round, we know that they are good at those 2 blocks, so we put the challenge on ourselves for that round.
Okay, so you're setting it by numbers, basically, round by round. All right, well, let's move to the other side of the table. There is Sven Ebens, Thunder ISR member. Are you going to fill in an open slot for Hayabusa next year, or does Thunder continue?
Well, we don't. First of all, for Thunder, we don't know. and I'm not going to fill in a slot for Hayabusa, unless they really ask me nicely. But no, that's out of the question. I'm here as their alternate, and I'm very honored that they asked me. But yeah, realistically, I'm not a real team member of them. I mean, I would not be able to fill a slot of any of these guys in a decent way.
Be nicer, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the future. Let's begin with the youngest members. Which is Danny? Danny, what's the future for Hayabusa?
I don't know. We'll
Filming, do a little bit filming, and
see. Who knows?
no, seriously. Okay, Andy, you're the closest to me because it's we have a pretty large group, and it's moving around is challenging. I don't want to occupy the beautiful view of Hayabusa with my bag. But what's coming up for the rest of the four-way world? If Hayabusa continues, will everybody stop to compete? Because how do you win?
Actually, we didn't really discuss it yet, so that we always do after the world meet. But I think for the moment, I think we still continue. I hope. But what we're already planning right now is we're already looking for some talent for the future, and that's something that we didn't really did before. So now we're scouting out to find some talent in Belgium, and to bring them up to our level, or that we can pick them up whenever somebody will leave or.
Yeah, Dave hinted this earlier. So in Belgium, guys, get ready that Hayabusa is recruiting for the future, right? I mean, you have to be military, I guess, or how would that? We would have to ask the high command, probably. How is he's behind the camera? They're actually the big boss of the whole thing, but we're not gonna see him directly here. But is it possible actually to kind of mix civilian? I mean, you're mixing up with civilians anyway, coaching and all that kind of stuff, right? Dave, Dennis.
I think Dennis can answer it.
Yeah, well, we're actually right after this this world meeting where I'm doing a weekend where I try to bring as many candidates as possible to a drop zone to talk with them, but they don't have. Well, if they're already military, of course that's the easiest. If they're not, then let's hope we can find a procedure. But they have to come in the military. It's not like, for example, with the Golden Knights with Jin, that wouldn't work with us. So they have to be able and eager to give up their current job and step into the army, and yeah.
It's kind of the purpose, or a part of the purpose anyway. It's a recruiting tool that you are the team, you are kind of a role model and an advertising concept behind that. That's what the Golden Knights have, is that right?
I think it's more to keep the team alive in the next years. Let's say maybe not the next 4 years, but longer. I think now we have the experience, and for example, when I look at myself, I just turned 36, so there will be a time that I have to step down as well, and it would be nice that somebody that comes into the team already has the experience, already went with us to certain camps, did some jumps with us, went to the wind tunnel, has a certain level, that whenever you need to step down, that you know that the team will do as good or can match the same level that we are having now. Because I also think that what the team is doing now, I mean, we're just 2 years together. We didn't even reach our top level yet. So what is of course impossible after 2 years. So I think if we can prolong it until the next 2 years, it's no secret that the best scoring of a team will be after 4 years. So I'm also looking forward to that. But after a while, I mean, I'm now the oldest one of the team, so yeah, who knows? But you have to be realistic and rational, and it's always nice to hand over the team with a new, special and talented guys, just as like we did with Dennis and with Bob. So we'll see.
Yeah, Bob, do you still feel like the baby in the team, or how does it go?
No, I treat every jump as like I can learn something of it, and I think that's the key to getting better. Like, it's not because you win like the World Air Games that okay, this is it, we're gonna win it next year in Chicago. So like all the training camps, all the jumps that we do, I'm eager to learn, try to pick up stuff, maybe from different teams or have a look at how other tail slots fly certain blocks. And I think that's the key to keep on improving, because like if we look at our jumps, even though some are pretty good, we see some stuff like, yeah, maybe this one could be a little bit faster, we can speed it up here and there. So I think that's why four-way is so fun, because it's never ending. It's just you can continue pushing yourself, even though we are 10 points ahead, we can still look like, okay, on this meet we could maybe score 3-4 points more or have an average that is a little bit higher. And I think that's the fun part about training and doing competitions.
There's still the 30 average waiting for somebody out there, right? Eventually. Belgium is still a very small country, and I do not recall actually another small country winning or being the world champion at any time. Gary, you've been Switzerland in 1983, which was kind of the previous. It's not I call it modern era of formation skydiving, because it was the old dive pool and the old rules. But other than that, Gary?
No, you mean that have repeated or just one? I mean, I think it's amazing what Belgium has produced here, and obviously hats off goes to these guys all around the table, and of course with Sven, Roy. It's been an amazing project to watch from the outside, now, inside the team as well. And yes, it's tough to get that new talent that we're talking about. We all want it, and Dennis is doing a great job. They've all put our heads together. What is the best way of recruiting? How do we recruit? When? But you need the bodies. We can speak a lot, but we need people to sign up and to see what the new generation, what we can do with them.
Formation skydiving competition and team jumping has been going up. I mean, significantly in Belgium, at least as you look from the outside. Now there are teams, more teams that we have ever seen before. There's a female national team here now, and there's a Thunder 8-way project, Thunderbirds, I guess, and many teams at the national. So it seems to work that you have one team which is like a role model team, and then being initiate or intuitive or motivating for others. It's still a small country. How many skydivers do we have in Belgium?
How many will we have? Yeah, I think so. Something like 800.
800? Yeah. Everybody skydives there.
1,000 people.
No, but in that way, I think we try to inspire them, but it's not that easy, Like if we only have 800 skydivers to like try to pick out the talent one, so we try to inspire them to like also step up and show us what they got.
How are no double duties yet for Hayabusa, because you're only doing four-way so far. We don't know yet what the Thunderbirds are going to bring. But Gary, how is your double duty situation going, or triple duties or whatever so far?
Yeah, very good. And I must be honest, we all know Mathieu French. Mathieu, he's won the double. And I take my hat off to anybody, even looking at the Germans and the Russians. They were walking, the Russians made a joke with me yesterday, but they said that take them home. They don't want to be here. It was such a long day for 8-way, and then they had to do 4-way. And the Germans are complaining because now with the new rules, it's 30 minutes from when they land, they switch and they go in. There's no more the 45-minute to switch events. So if you're doing double duties, it's a tough call, man. And yes, for Germany, Russia, they're in the medals in both, so it's tough. They've got to keep that focus, but mentally it's got to be draining. And for me, coaching on the ground, as a coach, your brain is going all the time. You're thinking if you've covered everything. And with one team, it's a lot, and 2, 3, it's even more. But when you jump in, I can imagine. I take my hat off to them, and I can understand it's tough. It's super, super tough. And that would be obviously a warning for these guys. I'm sure they would love to do 4-way and 8-way, but they've got to really know that, yes, if it's an easy year, it's possible. But it's a tough day. It's really, really, I think it's a huge task.
Well, it's been a tough few days for everybody. Now it's tough again because we're waiting. And we're talking like Hayabusa is already world champion, and we're not going to do this, so I'll take this over. We have 5 more rounds to go, and the fat lady sings after round 10. But thank you for taking the time. Good luck with everything and all the information. And we see hopefully or probably at after round 10 again. Thanks.
Mama. Peace out. Buddy.